a shocking revelation by CNN the other day about modern-day slavery in Libya. Well, the video they published appeared to show African migrants sold as slaves in the country. Well, as you know, several thousands of Africans have been embarking on the dangerous journey across the Mediterranean Sea to reach Europe. And for them to do that, they had to pass through Libya. So Libya is actually the main gateway to Europe. So most of them sought help from human smugglers, whom they would pay to continue with their journey. Unfortunately, for some who got stuck with no money to pay the traffickers, they were taken as slaves and sold for farm work. I won't even go through what slavery entails, but the fact that this is happening in the 21st century, and to make it worse, it's happening in an African country to fellow Africans. Our forefathers went through slavery, and that does not mean that it's in the African culture to be slaves, and not even in the human culture. So slavery is illegal. I'm not the only one outraged by this, but many have come out to condemn Libya of this, including world leaders like French President Emmanuel Macron. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, for example, Lexus Legal, who is an artist, also added his voice to the outcry on abuse of these African migrants. So he is calling out on African leaders whom, according to him, have not acted to stop the migration. This is what he had to say.
Since independence in the 60s up until today, young Africans prefer risking drowning and going through terrible conditions and go to countries that can ruin their lives in order to escape the terrible conditions they live in. We should all be concerned by what's going on in our countries. Our leaders should feel ashamed by what's happening. We are not saying that everyone in the Maghreb is racist, but there is a sentiment where they don't consider themselves as Africans. The only thing we can say is that there is no place like home. But in this case, home does not give these young people hope for the future. The best thing is for everyone to stay home and work together on these issues and make their voices heard, to call on the leaders who have held us hostage to act.
So, despite the drowning of several migrants in the Mediterranean Sea, many have continued to risk their lives just in search of what they think are greener pastures in Europe. So, one Getty Messi, also from the DRC, is among the many Africans who have thought of embarking on the dangerous journey. But this is what he says.
I desperately wanted to leave Congo to go somewhere else and wanted to go and live in Europe because life is difficult here. But traveling abroad was also complicated. So I had a cousin that was in Libya who told my parents that I could go to France via Libya. I left Kinshasa to go to Libya, but I only stayed 6 months. I could not go on, so I came back to Congo.
Well, all eyes are still on Libya as it has launched investigations into the slavery markets as it tries also to get to the bottom of this. Moving on further afield, Beyonce is the highest earning woman in music for 2017. This is according to figures acquired by Forbes, which suggests that Beyonce's pre-tax income for the period between June 2016 and June 2017 was at $105 million, putting her ahead of fellow high earners Adele and 2016's richest woman, Taylor Swift. The huge success of her Lemonade album, plus the accompanying Formation World Tour, added her rise to the top spot. Adele, whose 25 album broke first-week US sales records in 2015, made it to the second place with an estimated $69 million. Taylor Swift, who topped last year's list with $170 million. in estimated earnings, raked in $44 million this time, despite having finished her world tour. Canadian superstar Celine Dion took the number 4 spot, earning some $42 million after taking a break from her Las Vegas residency following the death of her husband, René Angelil, in January 2016. Well, that's what we had lined up for you in today's This is Culture segment. Be sure to join us again next Monday, same time, same place, as the Swahili say, kwaheri, hadi Jumatatu ijayo.